Hey Canucks fans, thanks for waiting. I am Clay Emo. I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. And this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary, my post-game live stream for Saturday, May the 8th, on a night where the Vancouver Canucks were defeated by the Edmonton Oilers 4-3 in a night of milestones. Connor McDavid gets 100 points in just his 53rd game. We have Leon Draisaitl getting his 500th career point. And then you have Adam Larsson playing in his 600th career game. I'm not sure how that happened so quickly, but we can talk about all of those things. Right away, I want to thank the moderators who are here. And thanks in advance for your good job. Thanks to Monkey 9 Brewing for sponsoring all of these post-game live streams. Thanks to my Hall of Fame members, Jens95, simalexander, Justin Credible, nucksfan number 29, Lucas Gates, Chris Seifried, Adam Broomfield, the Shea Family Channel, and Jamie Sports Talk and more. Thanks for your support. Thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You're listed in my video description. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, simply press the join button underneath any of my videos or on the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. Also, shout out to Fangirl, HSM Fangirl Gaming, who is my newest member. I guess, I keep bugging her saying she's donating $1 every stream. You could just put that to a membership. And she did, which is awesome. So welcome, Fangirl. That is great. And speaking of members, my members only live stream happens the first or second Sunday of every month. I'm going to solidify that. It's going to be the first Sunday of every month, except for May, because I'm a week behind. So yes, it's Mother's Day. But if you want to join me, I'll be doing 7:30 tomorrow night. So 7:30 is my live stream tomorrow night for members only. I'll send out that link tomorrow morning sometime once I get home from church. For all of you, I invite you to subscribe. If you have not subscribed already, like this video. Don't like the fact that the Canucks lost, but like the fact that we can be here talking about a Canucks loss. And like I said, if you want to become a member, you're welcome to do so. No matter where you are watching from, whether you're in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, in Richmond, in the city, in the Lower Mainland, in the province, in the country, on the continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I do not take you for granted. I know that you can be doing anything else, watching anyone else, but I appreciate that you are here. Before I talk about the game, if you follow me on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, you may have seen this. Yes, kind of embarrassing actually. You guys know that I play roller hockey. I always joke about how I don't play that well, but I'm a good teammate. And I have two friends at work who just started to rollerblade, and I've been giving them tips. Maybe they could find someone else to get tips from. But I've been giving them tips, and I'm basically trying to explain everything to them and show them in my work clothes. But I dug out my rollerblades today, so I didn't play this season. I didn't play last season, so I hadn't skated since 2019. And remember, I'm used to skating around on roller hockey arena floors, right? Smooth concrete floor. So, of course, you probably know where the story's going. I go into my complex. I have my tripod set up with my phone, and I'm recording, doing some forward and backward crossovers, trying to teach my two friends at work. I was going to send this to them. And then I decided to move the tripod, and as I'm doing so, I lose my balance. I fall backwards. Kind of scary. I'm still holding the tripod in one hand with my phone on it. In fact, it was this one. So I'm holding the tripod that has my phone on it, and I'm falling and trying not to hit the back of my head. So I fall onto my left side. So I cut up my left arm. I still fell down holding the tripod in my arm. So at least I protected my tripod and my phone. And then I quickly skated back into the house. Hopefully no one saw me, but everyone in my neighborhood has like cameras for their house. So for robberies and stuff. So maybe they got a little bit of a good show that way. And thankfully I did not record that part of the night. Okay, I just wanted to get some sympathy from you guys. So if you do feel bad for me, that's fine. I appreciate you. And if you don't feel bad for me, then you're not very nice. Okay, let's talk about this game real quick, and then I'll get to your questions about the game or about anything else you want to talk about. Really quickly, I like Tyler Gravak's game and Travis Boyd. I like the secondary scoring. Boyd getting his first as a Canuck, Gravak getting his second in 2 games. I liked the fact that the Canucks fought back from 2 deficits. I liked JT Miller's game, especially that breakaway goal. And I liked Thatcher Demko's game, 30 of 34 saves. What I didn't like, our special teams suck. We went 0 for 5 on the power play, went only 2 for 4 on the penalty kill. Looks like I'm lagging. Okay, good. So our special team sucked. Again, 0 for 5 on the power play, 2 for 4 on the penalty kill. I didn't like the fact that we gave up a goal 45 seconds into Connor McDavid. You just knew it was going to be his night. And those were the main things that I didn't like. The first period, only 5 shots on goal. But what can you say about Connor McDavid? Every time he got the puck, it's scary. It's scary how fast he is. And the fact where our 5-man unit has problems getting over the blue line on our power play, honestly, you just got to give it to McDavid, and he gets into the zone, and it only takes him 5 or 10 seconds to do so. It is pretty crazy. It just makes you appreciate how good he is. And for those of you that follow me on Twitter, I also appreciate, I kind of feel bad, but I do have him in my keeper league, my fantasy team. So that's not just 1 year and done. I have him forever on my fantasy team, and needless to say, that's probably the reason why I'm in second place. I'm not winning, unfortunately, but I'm in second place in my fantasy league. Okay, that's good. You guys, I'll turn it over to you guys now. So let's go from questions. Let's go hockey questions for the next little bit. Then I will I'll wrap up and share a bit more news. Not big news. No, I shouldn't build it up. No. There's no news to share. I mean, then I'll wrap up like normal. So let's go from questions now. Fangirl, hey Clay, thoughts on Miller's goal? Glad you're okay. At least you didn't break your arm. Yes, I'm getting pretty old and more fragile, so I could break my arm, break my leg, break my head. But yes, Miller's goal was nice. I didn't think he had enough room around Smith's left leg, but he did. He's got a lot of good poise. And Miller's probably, even more than Petey, maybe Petey, but even more than Besser or Horvat, I trust Miller on those breakaways. He's confident. He skates fast. He's got good hands, all those things. So I thought it was a really good goal. C Edits. Hello, C Edits. I returned your email. Thank you. Thoughts on Boyd's first goal as a Canuck? Yeah, a bit of a fluky one. Good that he went to the net. And you might remember, C Edits said it went through Smith in a weird, not in a weird angle, but it didn't look like there's a lot of room. I think it snuck under his arm, but I thought it was great. I think Boyd has been better than VC, and you guys know that I think Boyd has the versatility to be a third or fourth line center. I talked about it in my vlog. I know you guys have been talking about it. Could Gravac be making a good impression for a fourth line center position, but you still need a third line center if you don't want to put Miller in the middle. Maybe Boyd is that guy. Nucksfan number 29. Hey Clay, you mentioned picking a random team to follow and do live streams about it. How about choosing a team by majority rules? You know, Nucks fan number 29, I'm actually decided against it. Although it was 90% in favor of doing it, I want to be protective and respectful of my family time. And if I picked another team, I'm not even worried about the loyalty thing. Everyone knows that I'm a Canucks fan, diehard fan through and through. But if I did pick up another team to follow and vlog about and live stream about, I just added up the hours and the time and energy it's going to take. And that's time and energy I'd rather put into my family and put into other creative exploits. So as much as I appreciated your feedback and your affirmation, I'm actually not going to do that. I'm going to enjoy the playoffs still. I'm still going to come up with ways to vlog about the NHL. Even though you guys know I want to remain the preeminent Canucks channel. But and there are a lot of really good people that are doing a lot of good NHL wide vlogs. So I'm still trying to determine how I'm going to handle the playoffs, how many live streams I'm going to do a week, and so on and so forth. Maybe create more content for the members. We shall see. But Nucks fan, thanks for asking. But that's my guess, is I probably won't end up doing it because of that. Inferno, hey Clay, what's wrong with the Canucks power play? Any changes you would make? Yeah, they don't move. They take forever to get in the zone, and then once they do, they don't move. They go up top between Miller, Hughes, and Besser. Besser turns the puck over a lot on the power play. He tries that backhand pass, and it's not as good as he thinks it is. They don't use Pearson and Horvat enough in the middle and in the bumper, in front of the net and the bumper. I think they just got to move and be more less predictable, more unpredictable. That's what I would do. I'm doing great, Noah. Hope you're doing well as well. Sam, thoughts on Highmore? I thought he was okay. You know what's interesting is he got a look on the Horvat line, right? They brought Lynn down to Boyd and VC. They put Highmore up with Horvat and Pearson. And then you had No, Michaelis went with Boyd and VC, and then I think it was, Gravac, Harlock, and... No, I have it all mixed up now. It was Highmore with Horvat and Pearson. Then it was Besser, Miller, and Hoglander. Then that means the third line was Gravac with Harlock, and it must have been one of Michaelis or... Yeah, Michaelis. And then the fourth line was Boyd, VC, and Lind. That's right. So I thought Highmore was just okay tonight. Not as noticeable. And he had a chance. Yeah, nothing except one block. So no shots, no hits, and 14 minutes of ice time. So just okay. Not great. Fangirl, why did McEwen get one game due to kneeing, but Tom Wilson didn't get a single game for what he did? That's a great question, Fangirl. One of the greatest mysteries of the Department of Player Safety universe. Do you think Gadjevich plays on Monday? I do, Noah. He's in Winnipeg waiting for the team, so I do think he gets a shot. And why not? The Canucks are coming off a loss. Miller time instead of shotgun Jake. That's good. 5 first-round picks and P.D. Hughes for McDavid. Would you do this trade? It would be amazing having McDavid on Canucks. We need to get him bad. Well, every team, Tom, wants McDavid, but I would not give up 5 first-round picks and P.D. and Hughes. As good as McDavid is, 5 first-round picks, you hit on 3 of them. Now you have, your core. I know he just tore us apart, and he's so good, but that's a hefty price for sure. Jasper and Clay, do you think we should select a goal scorer or D-man in the draft? You got to go with best player available, I should say, not best position available. They're all good positions. Best player available. So if there's one of the top D-men still there, you take them. We are pretty weak on D, but we could always use help in the top 6 as well. I think it's easier to fill holes through free agency at forward. I think it's easier to fill forward holes than it is to fill D holes. So that didn't sound right. So I would draft a D-man, all things being equal. Cole, yes, I did hear about Justice Guno. Very sad. And for everyone, if you're the praying type, please pray for a young man at St. Paul's School where my wife teaches in grade 7 named Justice. He had a brain bleed and is still fighting for his life right now. So yes, Cole, thank you for asking. And Mrs. Emo, to you, my wife Gail was part of the prayer group tonight. Nucks fan, your time is appreciated. Thank you, Nucks fan. I had a good chat with my brother-in-law today. He's the one who helps me a lot with the tech and things like that. And I'm always debating between creating more content for members and I don't want to go to a members only model, of course, because I don't expect people to have to pay for all my content. But that is one thing that I'm thinking about doing over the summer is I might shorten these live streams a bit from an hour down to 45 minutes or so. We'll see. We'll see if that makes a difference because I simply might not have enough to talk about during May, June, July, August, September. We shall see. Inferno, with the 5 p.m. start on Monday, are we getting a double header of a post-game live stream and Canucks After Dark? Yeah, Inferno, I thought about that. I looked at that. I like to think you guys would want that or appreciate. I don't want to make myself sound more important than I am. And I usually do my post-game live streams at 10 anyways, as opposed to 8 or 8:30 or 9. Even if it's an early game, I like 10. So my gut feeling is I'll do a post-game recap, then hang out with my family for a bit, and then focus, save my energy and my voice for Canucks After Dark with Parker. But we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. But my guess is, even with the early start, I think I'll just do the one live stream. Otherwise, and for you, I don't want you to have to pick either. I know some of you will do both, and you have been doing both, which is amazing. But, if you are limited to only an hour, I would rather you go to Canucks After Dark, actually, because we only do that once a week. Great question, though. Paul, do you think we will see Olli Juolevi again this season, or will Rathbone get the rest of the games? I have a feeling that you'll see Juolevi again. We have 8 more left, or 7 more left, or whatever it is. I think you see Juolevi again. I don't think Rathbone's going to play out the string. Clay, thoughts on Tortorella not returning next season? No, I'm not surprised the way it went there, and the way he was talking in interviews and press conferences, exactly the same vibe I got when he was winding up his year here. Remember, we started off really well. We were battling for a playoff spot. Then he decided to try and inexplicably try and jump the Calgary Flames players and coaches in their locker room. Then our team went down the drain from there. And then in March and April, he was already talking as if he was a beaten man. He was already talking as if he was going to leave. And sure enough, he was just fired. Yeah, he left. C edits. Do you think replacing Brown as a power play coach would help spruce up the Canucks power play? Maybe someone like they need a change for sure. I'm not sure if all the assistant coaches have contracts for next season either, but Noel Brown would be someone I would look at replacing. I think he might be going a little stale. Like the power play is kind of epitomizing his coaching a little bit. Noah, you ran 8K for the BMO Marathon. Noah, that's impressive. That's very impressive, very inspiring. I got my 11,000 steps, but I didn't run 8K. And 11,000 steps I get is not... actually, 11,000 steps... Yeah, my watch says I walked 9K, 12,000 steps, 9K, but I didn't run a marathon against a bunch of other people too. Or I'm sure it was virtual. I mean, good for you. Best Canuck tonight. Gravac was very noticeable to me. 3 shots, 3 hits, 1 goal. Let's go with him. Thoughts on Rathbone today? Thought he was fine. He's still not afraid to make moves in offense. Wasn't bad defensively. Had 3 shots on goal. Was a +1. Of course, he didn't have to play any penalty killing time. So I thought Rathbone was fine. I thought he was good. I like him a lot. James, who would you trade out of the top 6 forwards or top 4 defense and for whom in return? Oh, gosh. We go anywhere with this one, James. And you said... Yes, I will have to think on it because are we talking about guys that are on the trading block or just anyone? If that's the case, I think you can get a lot for Nate Schmidt as much as I like him, more than Myers. Top 6, you could probably get a lot for Miller, but I don't want to trade these guys, right? Thoughts on Lynn today? Becoming less and less noticeable. He's gone 15 minutes. No, he's gone 17 minutes, 16 minutes, 15 minutes, 12 minutes, 11 minutes, 10 minutes. So his ice time and the fact that he was playing on the 4th line with Boyd and VC, far cry from where he started at. C edits. Bryn Moore is said to be signing a $1.8 million contract, according to Friedman. Do you think that would give the Canucks more leverage to sign Green for a lower amount? Yeah, I think all this talk about $2.5 million, maybe it's closer to $2 million now. Because look at what Carolina's done. One of the best teams in the league, and look at what Green's done. Fine, but not one of the best teams in the league. Yeah, so then I think that helps the Canucks negotiating standpoint for sure. For sure. Adam. Hey, Clay. Hi, Adam. Nice to see you. Welcome back. What's the issue with the Canucks defense again? Can't stop McDavid. 3 points tonight. 4-4. 14-4. Pretty embarrassing. I wouldn't say it's embarrassing. You got to remember a lot of those points come on the power play. And no matter how good your defense is, when you have him and Draisaitl on the same unit, peppering your goalie for 2 minutes, that's tough. The first one... Yeah, it was either Besser or Hoglander that didn't move the puck down the ice. And then the other one, I can't remember the non-power play goal. It was Puljujarvi's goal. Yeah, I think he does that against everyone, not just against us. So I wouldn't call our defense embarrassing. I thought they were okay 5-on-5. Remember, they gave up two power play goals today. Fillmore, what do you think about Josh Holden getting picked back in 1996? It wasn't a great pick. That's what I think. Nucksfan, hey Clay, the camera in your neighborhood, what is coverage? Like my mom's boyfriend got broken into. Oh, that sucks. I don't know. I think it just, you might see something on there. I'm not sure, Nucksfan, if you're talking about what coverage, i.e. what's the scope, or what can it help you do when it comes to insurance. Either way, it's better than nothing, especially if you hopefully there's some cameras around the neighborhood where your mom's boyfriend got broken into. That's really sad. Who will be the backup for the Canucks next year? Excellent question, sports boys. My guess is it'll be Holtby. I do not think Holtby will be picked up. Treads, hey Clay, did you see the Jana? I'm not sure what the Jana is. So, no, I did not see the Jana. Because again, I don't know what that means. Maybe you can Treads react, or maybe you did react that a bit later. Fangirl, with the Canucks being bottom 5 in the league standings, does that give us a good chance at a top 5 pick or not? Well, by odds it does, but you never know with the lottery. We could move up, we could move down. But by odds, yes, that gives us a good chance, naturally. Treads, hey Clay, did you see the karma that happened to Wilson tonight? I did see he get hit knee on knee and did not come back. Does Seattle make the playoffs in the first year in the NHL? I don't think so, Mike. I think opposing GMs will not be as generous as they were with the Vegas expansion. I think they've learned their lesson. Is Pettersson the best at zone entry on the power play? You know, he's not the fastest, but he's got the best hands. But he oftentimes they give it to Horvat, who comes in with a bit more speed. But I do like PD's hands for sure and his determination. Yes, you're right, Sharms. I did say Mckenzie. I didn't think he'd get 4 points against us. As your agent, I take ownership of this before the ministers. You, Sharms, you are an excellent agent. By the way, Sharms, I played Jake in ping pong today. We didn't stream it, but I played him. Played him 4 games, and I took one of them. So I didn't go 0 for, but I went 1 for 4. Who is to blame for this season? One person from the whole team. Cole, I don't think you can blame anyone. I think a lot of guys, though, underperformed to start off, and it put us in a really deep hole. Yes, the expansion draft must be virtual. We don't know what our new AHL team is going to be called yet, Mike. Do you think Travis Green is gone next season? Great question, Rumax. Maybe I'm being naive here. I hope he's back. I really do. Hello, Brian. No problem, Shannon. Worst Canuck this season. Worst Canuck. Oh, gosh. I don't want to call any Canuck out as the worst. I definitely think some guys have underperformed. But worst? Oh, man. Like, do you talk about one of the new guys who hasn't done much? Do you say it's someone like Roussel who's been inconsistent? I don't know. It's tough to say worst. I could say underachieving ones for sure. C-edits. Taking a page from Elfren's playbook. If you had to pick 3 stars tonight that are only Canucks players, who would you pick? I would pick Gravac, Demko, and Miller. Would you re-sign Gravac if he continues to play well? I think he's making a case to be our 4th-line center for sure. And he only makes $700,000 this year, so he's not going to be expensive. That's for sure. I would look at it for sure. Hey Clay, should Gravac be the 4th-line center? I think he should have a chance to get it for sure. Hey Justin, thoughts on Horvat? I thought he was okay, not great. It turned the puck over a couple times, but good effort. Why is Lynn being somewhat invisible? Marcus, it might be that might be who he is. Not completely invisible, but he's a bottom 6 player as opposed to a top 6 player. Truds wants to trade Besser. Nux, if you had to guess what pick would the Canucks get, what would your guess be? Whatever they finish up in the standings. Or one less than that, because I think they won't win the lottery. So maybe they end up picking 6, 7, or 8. That's my guess. Do you think Nolan Baumgartner is a problem on defense, or is it our defense not good enough? Yeah, I think it's more personnel. Edler's really slow. Hamonic and Schmidt took a while to get going. So I don't think it's Bomber. Yeah, Vegas, Colorado. No, Avatar, no problem. You can ask me about. I follow the rest of the league as well. I just don't vlog about them. Yeah, the Vegas, Colorado game is going to be good, and that division, those 3 top teams, Vegas, Colorado, and Minnesota, is going to be pretty crazy getting out of there. Thoughts on the expansion draft? Is it fair? What would you change? I think it's fine. I think Vegas just were very smart, and I think Seattle is going to suffer for it. Lucas, hey Clay, do you think armchair GM's overrated? these GMs go up through the ranks and have to go through years of experience? Armchair GMs are overrated. Well, I think, Lucas, that's a good question. I definitely think people like to express their opinion, which they're allowed to if that's what you're talking about. Do I think they're overrated? I think it's up to us to put any stock into what they're saying. 1 forward and 1 defenseman on the Canucks who are untouchable. I got to go with Pettersson and Hughes because of they're so young. Travis Hamonic got the most ice time today. Let's look. He only got 19 minutes, Noah. I'm not sure what stat you're looking at. In fact, he was the 4th highest only of defensemen, behind Hughes, Myers, and Edler. So I'm not sure which stat you're looking at, Noah. Fair to say Madison Bowie will get picked up by Seattle. Yeah, if Hughes is exempt and we're protecting Juolevi. No, of the D-man, yes, Edmund. But I also think that someone like McEwen might get picked up, like one of the forwards ahead of Bowie. Cole, will you do part of the stream when you let us ask you questions not about hockey? Yes, Cole, I do, and that's going to be in about 20 minutes from now. So hopefully you're still around by then, but I do that at the very end. Thank you, Cole, for asking. Polite young man. James. Okay, so you had some time to think about it. James, you forgot about the part where I'm actually answering other questions. What player out there would you like to be on this team next year, and who would you give up? James, again, I'm asking, do I get to pick any player? But then you got to be realistic. I would have liked the Canucks to go after Anthony Duclair when he was a free agent. I would have liked that. Someone like Taylor Hall does intrigue me. Who would you give up, though? I wouldn't give up PD or Hughes or Horvat. I think everyone, or Demko. PD, Hughes, Horvat, or Demko. I would say no one else is untouchable. So that means, I would consider Besser or Miller as probably our next best players. Draisaitl or Matthews? I like Matthews better than Draisaitl, actually. I would take Matthews as the center. Although Draisaitl plays in the middle too, of course. I would take Matthews. Why is our power play being so garbage? Yeah, no controlled movement, exactly, and too predictable, not enough movement. Clay, do you think we will get a green contract announcement? I hope so, Adam. I hope so, but I don't know. Do you think this season was just seriously unlucky? A lot of things going against us. Lucas, I do think you make your own luck a little bit, so I think it's both being unlucky and we've been bad. It's a combination of both. C edits. Had it been an 82-game season, do you think the Rangers would have made the playoffs? Yeah, they were certainly pushing. The Flyers were dropping. They passed the Flyers, but then you got to pick another team out of there that wouldn't have made it, right? Washington and Pittsburgh were playing well. Boston or Islanders, one of those teams would have to drop off. No, I think even in 82 games, C edits, I think it would have been close, but they might have ended up in 5th on the outside looking in. Coach Rob, what position will Seattle draft? Can they get the first overall pick? Oh, I don't think they can. That's a great question, actually. Can Seattle Kraken get first overall pick in entry draft? I don't think so. Oh, they get the 3rd best lottery odds. 10% chance to pick first overall, 33% to pick in the top 3. So yes, they can get first overall. Great question. Thanks. I'm glad I looked that up. Yes, we retool or rebuilding Charms, whatever it is. Fangirl. Heads up, Clay Parker wants to talk about TANKING during Canucks After Dark on Monday. I watched his stream. He mentioned it at the end. That's fine. I'll be ready for it. And I will say, I don't think they should do it. Rathbone has done way better than Juolevi. Yeah, he plays a different game too, for sure. Thoughts on Boyd tonight? It was nice to see him get his first goal, for sure. He has been more noticeable than VC. See edits. Yes, Clay. I told Parker I always have to spell out the TANK to you, so he's going to try and get you to slip up, so be prepared. See edits, fangirl. You guys are awesome. Thanks for looking out for me. Yeah, I'll be ready. Thoughts on Harlech tonight? Okay. Not as noticeable. And what was his ice time? Yeah, only 9 minutes. He got an assist, though. I thought he was okay. Not too noticeable to me, though. What do you think about Rathbone tonight? See, I thought he was okay. I thought he played better Thursday, but he was fine tonight. 3 shots on goal, had a couple of good opportunities. Pretty controlled with the puck. I liked this game. Other than Petey and Hughes, who is next untouchable, I'd go Demko and Horvat. Because I think you can get a lot for Besser and Miller if you traded them. See, edits, do you think it's pretty much solidified that Makar is better than Hughes after the season? We talked about this in Parker's stream. This season, Makar was better than Hughes for sure. But that's not to say that Hughes isn't going to have the better career. I think even in the second season, see, edits, it's too early to declare Makar as a better player than Hughes. He certainly had a better season than Hughes this season for sure. But I wouldn't say that that's a given. I'm going out on a limb and saying Cole Lind gets his first goal. Sharms, that's horrible, but go for it. How much exactly would you pay Edler for next season, assuming he's coming back? At the risk of disrespecting him, I wouldn't pay him more than $2 million. You can see a trade happening with Minnesota for Besser, but also doesn't want that happening. Yes, we've heard that link before, whether it's Dumba or Dumba and a package. Yeah, I don't know. Is Laine a great fit for this team, and who's worthy to be traded for him? Well, you're trading for Laine. I think it'd have to be like Besser and a pick, or Miller and a pick, that kind of thing. And I'm not sure if I'd do it. One dead in a shooting in Burnaby. That's brutal. Where do we stand for draft picks? Shannon, we have, I think instead of 7, we have 8 this year, I think so. But typical 1 in each round. And then there's 1 round where we have more than 1, I think. Let's look that up, Shannon. That's a great question. Canucks draft picks 2021. We have 1, 2, 3, 2 and 5, 2 and 6 and 7. Okay, so we don't have our 4th rounder because our 4th rounder went to Chicago for Bowie and a 5th. So we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7. So we do have 8 picks. 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 6, 6, and 7. Yeah, we have 8 picks, Shannon, in this year's draft. Is Nate Schmidt worth his contract? I think he had a slow start, but I'm hopeful that he does live up to his contract. But yeah, there's kind of 2 parts to that, right? Because what we gave up for him was nothing, a 3rd round draft pick. But then we do get his contract. So it can be both and as opposed to either or. It was a great trade from a value standpoint of what we gave up. But yes, he's got to do a bit to live up to the money we're paying him, though, too. Great question. Straight up, would Seth Jones for JT Miller? Jones is good. I like him a lot. But I like what Miller brings to our team. I don't know if I would. I don't think I would. TANK now is kind of pointless. Well, the reason why I don't think the players will never go for it. Travis Green won't go for it. And it's not a guarantee. I'm not stupid. I get that, the less games you win, the better chance you have. But I've never been a proponent of it. Yeah, Sharms, come up with a new word for me. I'll consider it. Is it time to sit Edler and let Rathbone play more and see what he do on the power play unit? Yeah, you can put Rathbone on the second unit. As for overall, if this is Edler's last year, I don't think you sit him then. You let him play out his string. I don't know if he plans to retire. I don't know if he wants to come back. But I think as a veteran, I don't think Travis Green will sit veterans down the stretch. He'll let them play. That's my guess. I live in Richmond, Gabriel, Steveston area. Does Sutter come back next season or will he get traded? Neither. He will not get traded, nor will he come back. He will walk as a free agent. That's my guess. Charms, where do you see Torts going? Or do you not see him coaching the NHL the next season? I don't know if he's a cat, got 9 lives. I don't know, though, if he's going to get another shot. There's a lot of teams right now. But there could be a couple coaching openings, too. My gut feeling is he's not coaching next season. That's my gut feeling, though. He's good, though. What do you use for stats for a game? Maybe natural. Okay, so Noah, I use NHL.com for typical, the easy stats. I mean, the basic stats like ice time and points and hits and shots. So NHL.com is fine. It's the official. Natural Stat Trick is really good when you want to look up Corsi and possession stats. So I think maybe the thing you're looking at might have been even strength minutes or something. I don't know when you're looking at Hamonic. So I use NHL.com. See edits. Who is your favorite forward and favorite D on Vegas? I like Shea Theodore's game, so I'll pick him as my D-man. Up front, Smith and Marchessault kind of annoy me. So maybe Carlson or Pacioretty annoys me too. Maybe it's actually Mark Stone. Maybe it's Stone and Theodore. Do you think we could play against Seattle in their first game next season? Charms, I don't think it matters. We're going to be playing them 5 or 6 times. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the schedulers do it like that though to build some interest. Maybe. You're welcome, Shannon. See edits. If we face Minnesota in the playoffs this season, how do you think we would match up? Pretty bad. I think pretty bad. They've improved their team a lot from last year when we disposed them in the play-in round. Obviously with Kaprizov. Yeah, I think it'd be tough. Do you think Ottawa will be good next year, Fillmore? They've been messing up the North's playoff team standings, and the Habs still can't get the final spot. Got better than the Flames. Yeah, they've had a great second half to the season. I think I don't know if the good's the right word, but I think they're going to get better and better, and they might be good in about 2 or 3 years. Would Max Domi be a good fit on the Canucks? Yeah, he's kind of fizzled off a bit. It'd be interesting. Got good, history with Horvat. Do we play the last 4 against Calgary now? No, we actually have 2 against Winnipeg, 1 against Edmonton again. So we still have to play Edmonton one more time. And then we have, 2 Winnipeg, 1 Calgary, 1 Edmonton, then 3 Calgary again. I was really hoping that McDavid, even if he got 3 tonight and got stuck at 99, because then they have Montreal twice. You know what I was really hoping? I was hoping McDavid didn't get to 100 tonight. Then I was hoping that Edmonton beats Montreal twice and then Montreal gets stalled at 57 points. And then I was hoping that McDavid gets his 100 points against Montreal. And then I was hoping that we won tonight and then we win our last 7 to get in the playoffs. But obviously none of that's happening. Because it's already all happened. I think, would you be okay if Edler would retire and go to Rathbone and Ulevi? Yes. I've been saying all around, I want Hughes, Rathbone, and Ulevi as my left side next year. Can we get Stetcher back? Well, we have to wait 1 more year. He signed a 2-year contract with Detroit. Thoughts on Stützle getting his first hat trick today? If we were to bring in the Canucks, who would you give to Ottawa? Oh, gosh. Well, I know who I'd want to give to Ottawa, Seattle, but it would take a combination of picking a player. Like for someone like Stützle, almost the same as I think it would take like a Besser and a pick, or a Miller and a pick, because I think Stützle has that type of potential. Guys are playing for roster spots. Guys are playing for jobs. No time for TANK. There you go, Inferno. D'Angelo. Hello, D'Angelo. Best, I don't know how old you are now, bud. 10 or 11-year-old goalie, I know. Do you think there will be a chance for the Cup next season? I think there's a chance to make the playoffs, but I don't think we'll be a Cup contender for a couple more years still. Got to get rid of all the bad contracts. LA Women's Hoops. You TANK if there's a once-in-a-lifetime player in the draft. There's not that type of player in the 21 draft. That's a good point. Torch to the K. I don't know if he'd go, Lucas. I don't know. Good question, though. Padros. I love it. Do you think Green has been better than Willie Desjardins? Willie made the playoffs one time in his 3 years. Green has made the time one. No, I think Green's a better coach. Willie was very stubborn. Green can get stubborn too, but Willie would make some really weird decisions sometimes. How bad do you think the rivalry will be? Let's start again, Jaskrin. How bad do you think the rivalry will be between Seattle? That's really tough to say quickly. Between Seattle and Vancouver. I don't think it'd be much of a rivalry besides location rivalries really aren't built until you have playoff history. So not for a while. Nucks fan. Clay, can you ask Chris for contact info so my daughter can talk to him re-carpentry? Yeah, actually, Nucks fan, I have that. I will email that to you tomorrow. And I'm sure Chris won't mind. What's your biggest hot take for the playoffs, Sharms asked? My biggest hot take for the playoffs is that... I haven't really thought about this. That's a good question. How about Florida beats Tampa Bay in the first round? Now, it's not saying much because they're actually tied in the standings, but can you imagine the Stanley Cup champion being ousted in the first round? I don't actually even know that's going to happen, but I felt pressure to say something, so I'll say that. Good night, Brian. Is McDavid the most unplayable player ever? Sheldon, in this day and age, remember when Gretzky and Lemieux played, there was a lot of clutching and grabbing, right? So for them to do what they did, and of course, goalies weren't as good back then, and defense wasn't as good back then. Players weren't as good back then. So I think McDavid is up there. It's crazy when he touches the puck. Do you think Silovs ever gets a chance? I say maybe not because DiPietro's next man up. Yeah, but I can see Silovs being third goalie, and you see third goalies play sometimes. So you never know, Noah. It's still early to say. Thanks, Adam. Take care. Edmund, sorry I missed your answer about who should the Canucks draft first, Clay. Center, D-man, or best player? Best player. Always best player available. Liam, any updated thoughts on Travis Green and Ian Clark coming back to Vancouver as we approach close to the end of the season and time running out? Liam, my guess, if I had to lock in a guess right now, is that Green comes back and Clark doesn't. Adam, Clay, will you send an email out with Zoom information? Yes, I will send... it's not a Zoom tomorrow, Adam. Tomorrow is the members live stream. So, Adam, you will get that as a notification, however you get your YouTube notifications. See, edits. Do you think Appleton or Kopp would be a good fit for the Canucks? Yeah, I like Kopp more than Appleton, but I think I really like Kopp actually. I think either of those players would make an impact. Natalie, thoughts on drafting Luke Hughes for brothers again in Canucks? I think if it makes sense, as long as we're not stretching too much, picking too high. And some have said he's a top 3 pick. Others have say more of a top 5, top 6. I think it's fine. Demko or Besser? What's the question? What's the question, sports boys, when you say Demko or Besser? Kraken S looking like the Seagram's alcohol logo. I must admit, I wouldn't know. Clay, if Holly doesn't return next season, Holtby probably, who backs up Demko? I don't think DiPietro's ready. I think you got to go out and get a cheap backup. There'll be a lot of guys out there. Gadget's playing Monday. Yeah, Cole, does McKinnon's injury affect... Oh, I didn't even know McKinnon got hurt. I have to look that up, Cole. Thank you. See, edits. What do you think about Hedman playing through his injury, not being 100% and pushing his surgery till after the playoffs? It looks like he really hurt his play in the latter half of the season. Yeah, he slowed down quite a bit. Adam Fox probably overtook him as Norris Trophy likely winner. Yeah, it speaks to his fortitude. Yeah, I was going to say something else, but I probably better not, about someone else and wrists. Oh, you didn't even say it was a wrist injury. So, yeah, I think it just shows how tough he is and how badly he wants to win again. Should Canucks hire a president? I just don't think that's in their plan right now. Suzuki, that's good. Will you live stream for the Canucks first round pick? Sharms, usually I'm not a big live streamer on draft day, but we'll see. I think this summer... COVID, there's a chance to be creative with certain things, so we'll see. Maybe enough of you bug me too. I will. How much of an impact will it be if Clark doesn't return? I think it could be a big impact, but maybe Demko and Hopi have learned all they need to learn. But you can always be learning. I think it won't help. That's for sure, unless they hire my cousin Dusty. What do you think of drafting Luke Hughes? If it makes sense, I don't want to stretch too high for him. See edits. If you were, never mind. If you were to make a trade with the Rangers and a trade with the Hurricanes, what would your move be? Yeah, see edits. It's so, on the Hurricanes, I love so many of their players. Obviously, Svechnikov. I love Aho. For the Rangers, obviously, I like Fox. Kako, Lafreniere. I'd have to think about that. It's kind of hard for me just to spitball things because I'd have to really think about what would be realistic. Jasker, wouldn't it be bad for Ian to leave? Because it's bad if Demko's game falls because look what happened to Mark. Oh, it'll be bad for us if he leaves for sure. But maybe he's asking or the Canucks don't want to offer him enough. Oh, who's the MVP? Thank you. Actually, both Demko and Best are being good, but I actually picked Horvat for his consistency for the entire year. Fangirl, when is the next Zoom chat with members? It will be my first time joining members only Zoom. That will be the 4th weekend of May, Fangirl, and then starting in June, it'll be the 3rd weekend. So actually, I'll save it for the very end. No, I'll just do it right now. In a typical month of 4 weekends, first weekend will be members only live stream. 3rd weekend will be members only Zoom for franchise and Hall of Fame. 4th weekend will be one-on-one Zoom chats for Hall of Fame. Do you think McEwen slots it back in the next game? Yes, absolutely. Wonder if the ability to draft Luke Hughes can be advantage for the Canucks in signing Quinn for less than a bridge. Joshua, I'm not so much sure about the bridge, but I do think it'll help us keep Quinn down the road. Which members do the live stream? Tomorrow night, Shannon, it's members of all levels, all 3 levels. Elfren, hey Clay, what were your thoughts on Gravat's game tonight? He was excellent. I thought he was the best Canuck. Cole, do you know the top 5 draft picks this year? No, I've read about guys, but I'm not a big prospects guy, admittedly, Cole. Canucks GM, Luongo, Natalie, no, I don't think he wants to come back in that capacity. Do you believe the Canucks will be a playoff team or just missing or not even coming close to a playoff spot? Next year, I think they'll be battling. I won't say right now that they'll make it or they won't. Sharns, what game is that you'll be at Rogers Arena for? The last home game of the season, Tuesday night, the 18th, against Calgary. Still got to talk to Marie about getting her on my post-game live stream. Do you think Travis Green might do what Rob Brindamore did, saying he won't re-sign unless all insistence and Ian Clark gets extended too? Liam, no, not if he doesn't want all those guys to come back. Captain K-Man, Canucks should unload Myers and Schmidt. See, if you had to pick a Canadian team outside of the Jets and Canucks, what team would you support? Not Toronto, not Montreal, not Calgary, and not Edmonton. So that leaves me with Ottawa. So I presume you're not talking about the playoffs because, yeah. And if I had to pick one of those 4 teams that's not the Jets, so one of those 3 teams in the playoffs, I would probably support Montreal over Toronto and Edmonton. But I don't really care, actually. The only team that I don't like in Canada is Calgary. Costas, I want to see Rathbone playing the top 4 of these last couple games. Playoffs not in the question. Let's see what we have in them. Yeah, no. I want to see that too, but I think that's in his future. I've been saying that for a while. I think you respect Edler and Hughes. Well, Edler for sure. So I don't think he'll get top 4. Horvat and MVP seems about right. Yeah, it could be Horvat, Besser, Demko. Canes are my second favorite team. Nice. Do you think Horvat will finish the season with 20? He was at 16. I don't think so. See edits. It'll be close. Who do you think Gadjevich slots in for? Who we play with on Monday? Not sure. If Gadjevich and McEwen are coming in, then it's Michaelis and maybe VC coming out, though. Are you happy Calgary traded away Fox to Carolina before he got? Otherwise, he would be in the division torching us. I never thought about that. Good point. Rathbone reminds me of Edler when he first broke out in the NHL. Still, yeah, I think Edler had more of a mean streak, and I think Rathbone's a better skater, even young Edler. What do you think of the young Connor Bedard? He's awesome. If Benning is fired, then who would replace him with? I don't know. I didn't think about that. I have more thoughts about coaches as opposed to GMs. I'd have to think about that one. Who are Calder nominees this year? It'll be Kaprizov. It'll be that Robertson from Dallas. Maybe Stützle. rollerblading anytime again soon. I don't know. I will take my skates, though, to work on Monday so I can skate with my two friends. I might wear my hockey gear, though. Do you think 2 Canucks penalties in the second period that led to the 5-3 turning point? Well, it was already 3-3, so you could argue, yeah, because the Canucks had battled back twice. How come you just like Calgary? Playoff history. I don't like some of their players like Goudreau, Monahan. Yeah, but mostly playoff history. Did Wilson get his, whatever that, I don't even know how to say how that word, comeuppance? Not fair to him that he wasn't suspended, therefore had a bounty set on his head. Yeah, I don't believe in the karma. I don't believe in that kind of stuff, Dogwood, but I know a lot of people were happy. Who do you think would go far in the playoffs in the North Division? Toronto or Edmonton? I think those are the teams that are going to win the first round. How can you bet against McDavid? And I think Toronto's playing really well. C-Edit, they just got to figure out their goaltending. Campbell, maybe. C-Edits, what do you see as the most likely first-round playoff upset outside of the Leafs? I think Florida over Tampa, now that I think about it. But how much can you say it's an upset because they're tied in the standings right now? Who do you think would coach Vancouver? Green to come back? One of Boudreau or Gallant? Liam, if traffic regime leaves, who would you like to see as head coach? Boudreau or Gallant? So Jeff King thinks the Canucks will be 8, 9, 10 next year in the West. Sean, do you think the Jim Benning of the chat would be better than the real Jim Benning? I don't know. It'd be more entertaining, that's for sure. Canucks have a bright future. What are the highest goal scoring season you see Petey having? I think 35. I don't think he's a 40 or 50 goal scorer, but he doesn't have to be. Do you think McEwen's suspension was more far-fetched compared to Wilson not getting one? Yeah, it was kind of weird, but when I looked at it, knee to the head is never a good look. Cole, I was on a Zoom meeting and saw a notification that Hughes' goal got canceled. What happened? Correct call. Yes, Horvat got pushed offside. And even before they overturned it, I said to my son, Sean, I said, they're going to overturn that because of offside. So I did. It was the correct call. Toronto and Edmonton are much better than the other 5. I agree. Is Petey out for the rest of the season? I've heard he's I don't know why you'd bring him back now for mean-nothing games. I would just let him rest. Julian's okay, but I put him third behind Boudreau and Gallant. Are the Canucks officially eliminated yet? No. Yes, actually. Even if they win all their games, they can't catch Montreal now because I think we only have 7 left. Yeah, we have 7 left. And then we could tie Montreal, but I think they have the tiebreaker. So I think Montreal just needs one. We got to lose one more time, or Montreal just needs 1 point. Do you think Ole will always stay at depth D-man? I think he's a career third pairing, which is fine. Yeah, they'll be tied with Montreal, and if we win all our games, and that means we'd have more. We'd probably win the tiebreaker by then. Who's going to take the North? I still think Toronto will beat Edmonton in the final. I thought Clay was going to wear an earring. T-Dot, I didn't promise that for this one, but I might break it out for the last game of the year, I think. But I did think about it today for sure. I'm not sure if anyone would like that. Montreal just needs 1 point exactly. Good night, Clay. No problem, Noah. Thank you. Canucks are still mathematically alive. They are. But any combination of us losing or Montreal getting 1 point. Thoughts on Nashville clinching a playoff spot today? I'm surprised. I thought it'd be Dallas, given the season Dallas had last year. But Dallas never really recovered from their first COVID outbreak. Okay, that's a good way. What would happen if we tie Montreal? By that point, we'd actually win the tiebreaker because we'd have more regulation wins than them. But we got to win out. Where Podkolzin fit in, either take Hoglander's spot or start on the third line. Do you think Gaudette Highmore trade was worth it? I still think it's too early to say. Okay. Wow, we're at 53 minutes already. We'll go 3 minutes of Ask Me Anything. No more hockey-related questions. No more Canucks questions. So again, Ask Me Anything. No Canucks, no hockey though. After I answer C-Edits, do you think Hoglander deserves to be in the top 6? Yes, I do. Are you a fan of croissants? I eat them. Yes. Favorite Disney movie? What's my favorite Disney movie? Kayla? Lion King? I don't know about that. I liked Up. Is Up Disney? Okay, I'm going to say Up. I don't even know if that's a Disney movie. It is, right? It's got to be. How old are you, Clay? I'm 46. Padro's Fish and Chips. Love it. And it's very close to my house. Banana or lemon loaf? Got to go banana. What's your 40-yard dash time? Now, Sharms, it wouldn't be that fast. Back in the day, I ran a 12.8 100 meters. So that's not like blazing fast, but it was decent. I think if I ran a 40 now, I'd just have to, someone would have to catch me. They'd have to put a crash mat at the end of it for sure. What's your favorite dinner? Japanese food, T-Dot, all day, every day. What was your highlight of your interview with Don Taylor? Overall, I think there wasn't one particular. Oh, actually, what was funny when we were talking about Chinese food, actually, and his family's love for Chinese food, and we were talking about the Lazy Susan and stuff. Maybe that was funny, but overall, I thought he was great. Thanks for asking, Caveman. Favorite item at White Spot? The zucchini sticks with, and I get the Thai sauce with it. Any dates for confirmation yet? Cole, you're so funny, man. Did you wait the whole hour just to ask me that? Cole, we're aiming for June 9th, but we're waiting for confirmation of that date. Pun completely intended, Cole. Thanks for being here. Cole, you guys probably figured out by asking about Justice and him. Cole goes to St. Paul's School. Any ice rinks open? I went ice skating. Fillmore. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know, actually. I doubt it. Do you prefer grilling with propane, natural gas, or charcoal? Well, I don't do a lot of the grilling immediately, and right now we're using a propane barbecue, so I guess I'll go with that. Do you like coffee or tea? Coffee. Up is Disney good. Thoughts on the Whitecaps game? I just know that we won, Josh. Right? We did, right? Edmund, who do you think will win the NBA championship this year? Good question. Dallas? I don't know. Is Dallas good this year? Stamina for ping pong with 40-yard dashes. Would you choose soccer or football to play and watch? Would be football. Sushimura. I go there 2 or 3 times a week. Natalie, it's the closest sushi place to my work. Do your kids have any Mother's Day planned tomorrow for Gail? Great question, Justin. Jacob and I go to Mass in the morning. We're going to make sure she doesn't have to cook and just hang out with her. We bought her an Apple Watch today. So a 3-way gift between me, Sean, and Jacob. Kayla got no money yet. So we bought Gail an Apple Watch today. She deserves it. I was going to say she deserves it for letting me do all this, but then I realized maybe it's strategic. Maybe she doesn't want to hang out with me an hour every night. Favorite color? Black. Would you like to be an analyst? Yeah, and I think I do a really good job. It sounds kind of bragging, but I think I do a good job, actually. What was your most memorable accomplishment on your YouTube channel? C Edits, most memorable accomplishment. I would say my 2 Seattle Seahawks songs with Marie and Ariel. One of them has over 300,000 views. I'll put that in the chat just before we end off. So when it comes to views, I think that was the most memorable moment for sure. Clay, Emo, Seahawks. Yeah, one of our has 240,000 views, and the other song we have has 283,000 views. So I'll put one of them in the chat afterwards. Yeah, but if we're coming from views, that was my most memorable accomplishment for sure. Yes, I used to get ice cream, but not from Boo Boo's. I just go out and buy it myself. Did the meme popularity surprise you, or did you have a feeling it might resonate? Jeff, that's a great question. I love talking about that because I'm such a show off. I had a feeling it was going to catch on, but certainly not to the extent that it did. Not where Hockey Night in Canada and the Utica Comets and the Vancouver Canucks were using it. That was pretty cool, I must admit. Not the fact that it's actually searchable in Facebook, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and WhatsApp. Unfortunately, not Instagram, but that's okay. But yes, thank you, Jeff. I had a feeling it would catch on, but not as big as it did. Elfren, do you have any more interviews coming up? Yeah, I have one that I've lined up for this week. It's a smaller one, but it's someone that I've admired for a while. A lady named Katie Caldwell. She is an analyst, an advocate for women in sports. So I'm going to be interviewing her on Tuesday, releasing that on Wednesday. Have I rated anyone? No, I have not set one of those up. June 8th is your birthday? Okay, cool. June 5th is your birthday. Awesome. What was your favorite wrestling tag team of heart? Favorite tag team? Definitely the British Bulldogs. Oh yeah, we rated Hot Take once, but it was like 20 people. Favorite wrestling tag team? Yo, I just said that. Clay, did you know the anime Black Arrow? No, I don't watch anime. A celebrity you can impersonate the best. I don't think I can impersonate any celebrities that well, except this is so bad. Maybe Stevie Wonder is my best because I can play the piano. I can I can't sing, but I can fool around and sing. And no, I will not do the Stevie Wonder impersonation. Maybe I'll save that for my last live stream of the year for the Canucks. Gosh, I'm saving a lot for that night. You'd make a great Canucks analyst. Thank you, Elfren. I appreciate that. That was a really funny question, C-Edits. How late am I? Pretty late, Sean. I'm wrapping up in 2 minutes. You have a Seahawks jersey? I do. I have a Earl Thomas jersey. Not the best one, I know. Humble brag, always. Can you talk about any cartoon animals like Donald Duck, as I can talk? No, I can't talk like any of them. Maybe Scooby-Doo, but not really. Yes, I am having Katie on Tuesday. Did you do the meme on purpose? Conspiracy theories are beginning to spread that you did, but we don't know. Sharms, I've told the story before. In the interview, he asked me to smile, and I was just standing there, and then I said, can I do my trademark thumbs up? He said, sure, just do it slowly. So I did it slowly, and the rest is history. Who's in worst injury you suffered sport-wise or in general? A couple. Stitches on my eyelid from hockey. Took a hockey stick right to my eyelid. That was pretty scary when I was small. And I've had an inflamed intestine, so that was very painful. But thankfully, I haven't really broken any bones or anything like that. Oh, concussion. Concussion was probably my scariest, though. Top 3 things on your bucket list. It used to be play like a sold out concert as a pianist, but I think that dream is gone. Realistically ones, take Gail to Rome for our anniversary, which we were supposed to do last summer. See my kids get married or choose priesthood or sisterhood, whatever they do. That's exciting. And another thing on the bucket list, yeah, maybe appear on, I actually think this kind of goes with the analyst thing, and I don't care. You guys might think I'm being completely out there or shovey. I actually think I do fine on one of those panels at the intermission that Dan Murphy does. I actually think that I'd be like Thomas Strantz is good. They had a Halford and Bruff on. They had Gemma Carson Smith. You guys seen that female that was on a week ago? She's fine, but she was really nervous. If you guys saw the game that I saw, you know what I'm talking about. She messed up Tyler Gravak's name. Not the end of the world, but I thought she was nervous. And I've seen Dan Riccio on there, Harmdale, Sat Shaw. I actually think that I would do well. I don't think they ever asked me, but to answer your question, a bucket list thing for me would be to be on a Sportsnet panel as an intermission guest. I actually think I could do well. Favorite Adam Sandler movie? Got to go with Happy Gilmore. Are there any language you want to learn that you don't know yet? Yeah, I want to master Japanese and maybe Tagalog as well, because of Gail speaks Tagalog, and I work with a lot of Filipinos. What's the craziest conspiracy theory you believe? Dog, would I have to think about that one? I don't believe in conspiracy theories, so my answer would be completely fake. How many jerseys do you have approximately? Canucks, I have about 8. Horvat, Hughes, Pedersen, Besser, both Sedins, Ryan Miller, Luongo, David Booth. So I think I have 9 Canucks ones at least. How many CFL jerseys? I have 1 Lions, 1. No, I gave it to my kids. I don't think I have any CFL jerseys actually. Do franchise members do the Zoom chats? Yes, they do. Good night, Coach. Sports personality you would love to collab with. Actually, formally C-Edits and not just on my Zoom channel. Sports personality, Barkley or Shaq. I know enough about basketball to talk about it, but I think those guys are... Barkley's hilarious to me. Mialza, if you were offered a broadcasting role at 650 TSN, would you take it? It honestly depends on money and responsibilities. I don't think I would do like an early morning or late night, be on the radio. Just it would have to be a prominent role. Both stations need, like TSN before, they need some Asian flavor. They didn't have any Asian, just John Jang. They didn't have any Asian hosts. So I think I could do a good job. I really do. This might sound cocky, but I really think I could. So I'd have to think about it though, for sure. When are we gonna see you wear an earring? Last game of the year. When I do that post-game live, when I do the live watch party, you have to stare at it for 3 hours. All right, Cole. Yes, go to bed. You're up too late, but thank you for being here. Yes, and I have to get ready for Mass tomorrow too. Thank you, Jogpaul. I appreciate that. A weird superstition you believe or follow? Superstition. Because of my faith, see, edits, I don't have a lot of superstitions, but I do stupid things like, here's one thing I do. Let's say I need to get my steps. You guys know that I like to get my 10,000 steps. And let's say it's too cold outside or it's raining and I do steps inside my house. If I nudge something with, say, my left arm, then I have to nudge something with my right arm. Or if I hit something with my right leg, then I have to hit something else with my left leg. I have to keep it equal. So that's kind of a weird one. Clay, would you support your kids if they weren't religious but weren't atheists? Yeah, I would love them, support them no matter what. It's just really hard for me to imagine right now, given our the way we've raised them. But if if they lose their way or choose to go a different way, I think it'd be hard, but I'd have to love them for sure. Yeah, Inferno. They might consider, many of those guys do consider me a media member already. Not a peer necessarily, or a colleague, but a media member. Does anyone in your family like Malaysian food? Yeah, my wife Gail does, I think. Throw the Booth jersey away. Oh yeah, Uncut Gems was good. Have you ever met Murph? Yes. Have you met Sat? Yes. Yeah. Sharms, go on my YouTube channel and go to my playlist of Zoom chats. And I've had all these guys, Murph, Thomas Drance, Sat, and I've met them all in person too, not just on the Zoom. Last game, earring and keyboard. You got it, T-Dot. What's your uploads for this off season? Not sure yet. Got a lot of time to think about that. What time is Zoom chats for franchise members? Usually around 7 or 8 o'clock on Sunday nights every month. But I'll worry about that in 2 weeks. Tomorrow night is the members only live stream for all members, and that's at 7:30 tomorrow night. A celebrity you want to be stuck in the elevator with? Celebrity? Well, I don't want to say a female because then you think I'm just staring at her the whole time. I would love Denzel Washington. You guys know is my favorite actor. I would love to chat with him. John 316 number 3 row. Thank you. You saw the newest Michael B. Jordan movie, right? You liked it, Edmund? Yeah, I watched it last night. I thought it was okay. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I've seen some people completely slam it, but I thought it was okay. Yeah, I've seen some people think I rate it too high. I've seen other people say that I rated it too low. But I give it 7 out of 10. Without remorse, it's called. Okay. Wow. We're at an hour 8. I'm not sure where that 3 minutes went. It became 13 minutes. But thank you, you guys. In the chat, I am going to put my highest viewed YouTube video. It has 280,000 views. I did back-to-back Seahawks songs. This one is the biggest one. So there it is. Make sure you check that out. Members only live stream. So we're going to do it all again tomorrow night at 7:30. Not too early because I got to eat my dinner with Gail, but not too late. But we'll go 7:30 tomorrow night for members only. You'll get a notification tomorrow morning with the link. Thank you, everyone. This was a long one today, but I appreciate you being here on a night the Canucks lost 4-3. McDavid gets his 100th point of the season. Pretty darn impressive. Thanks for watching, no matter where you're watching from. I appreciate you. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Like this video if you haven't liked this video already, and consider becoming a member. Thank you to all the moderators. Thank you to Monkey 9 Brewing, and thanks to all of you for being here. I appreciate you, and I do not take you for granted. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Here's the joke of the night, and this one's very fitting. I used to play piano by ear, but now I use my hands. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.